Inflows into equity mutual funds jumped to the highest since at least April 2018 in the month of December 2021. According to latest data released by the Association of Mutual Funds in India, net inflows into equity and equity-linked schemes more than doubled over the preceding month to 25,076.7 crore rupees last month, taking the net inflows for the year to 96,669.97 crore rupees. The record numbers assume importance as the inflows remained steady for a 10th straight month, despite the benchmark seeing a roller coaster ride in December due to the rapid spread of Omicron variant and profit booking by FPIs. So, what's giving confidence to investors? According to Sunil Subramaniam, Managing Director of Sundaram MF, the Omicron variant of COVID-19 is a worry for foreign investors rather than domestic investors.
The domestic investor continues to repose faith in the economy and in the government who has a pro-reform stance. And I think that that's the reason that domestic investors continue to invest in the markets despite a correction, because they have seen that post the COVID March 20 correction, the markets have actually bounced back very strongly. And hence investors also feel that these corrections are temporary and they should not lose out on a good buying opportunity. I think that faith is driving the investor flow.
Equity schemes witnessed net inflows between March and December 2021, and the segment has received a net inflow of 1.1 trillion rupees during this period. Prior to this, such schemes had consistently witnessed outflows from July 2020 to February 2021, losing 46,791 crore rupees. Within the equity categories, multi-cap and sectoral or thematic schemes saw the highest net inflows in December 2021, led by 6 NFOs or new fund offers in these segments. However, investors should be cautious before selecting thematic funds, as returns are usually based on trailing basis and may not reflect future prospects, warns Vishal Dhawan, founder and CEO at Plan Ahead Wealth Advisors.
Yeah, so ideally for investors, using diversified funds like flexi-cap funds, index funds, those are a much better vehicle to use rather than thematic funds. And even if they are considering thematic funds, they should allocate a maximum of 10% of their investments to thematic funds, because thematic funds come in and go out of favor. As an investor, you would want to ensure that the fund manager is deciding which sector to allocate capital to, rather than doing it on the basis of where the returns are better.
Moreover, such all-embracing investment in mutual funds warrants caution. According to analysts at ICICI Direct, no fund outperforms across all investment horizons. Every fund performs in cycles. Hence, investors should be more cautious while investing in a best-performing fund. Given this, Subramaniam says investors should keep their risk appetite and goals in mind before selecting any mutual fund.
So I think the key factor is, first of all, your risk appetite. Are you an aggressive investor, a moderate, or a conservative? And second is your goals. What is the goal and the purpose of your investment? What time frame is involved there? So based on which you can look at it, that you can look at a pure equity fund like a large cap, mid cap, small cap, if you are of an aggressive mindset and having a longer term goal in mind. Whereas if you have a more shorter term goal in mind, then hybrid funds like Balanced Advantage funds and equity savings are probably better positioned to a conservative investor. Multi-cap, flexi-cap kind of funds come somewhere in between.
For Dhawan, following 3 simple rules can reap maximum returns via mutual funds.
As equity markets continue to go up, I think there is a tendency to constantly increase exposure to equities, just because the past performance looks stronger. When equity markets correct, which is quite normal in an equity market cycle, then the past returns will automatically look much lower than what they look like today. So trying to invest looking at the rearview mirror is normally not a great idea. from an investment perspective. If you have to benefit from SIP investing, you have to ensure that you don't stop those SIPs for a long period of time once you started them off. And last but not the least is, keep in mind that the biggest sort of benefits in SIPs come when markets correct, because you're able to buy when equity prices are lower.
So, if you're someone who is looking to start investing right now amid rising interest rate scenario and moderate economic growth, these are the mutual funds you can consider.
I think hybrid MFs are a good variety here because they contain a portion of debt and a portion of equity. So in a rising interest rate scenario, the kind of hybrid funds will invest at the low end of the curve, and as interest rates rise, they will be able to give you the higher and higher returns when those spike in interest rates happens. At the same time, equity is something will benefit from the economic environment being positive, and they will give you good returns. So hybrids, whichever mix of debt and equity, are good type of MFs to invest in at this point in time. And there are also a third category of hybrids which are like equity savings or balance advantage, where they also have arbitrage as a component. Now arbitrage plays a beautiful middleman role between debt and equity because it behaves like a debt but at the same time has equity taxation. So without getting unduly impaired on the tax benefits of mutual funds, these kind of funds which take on some arbitrage in their portfolio are also good asset allocation options at this point in time.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.